What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I'm here to report yet another L for former Twitter employees. Now, for a very long time, I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, saying things like, well, they can't all be ideological hacks. Well, then we got to see the Twitter files, and we got to see how many of them reacted after Elon Musk purchased Twitter. We got to see many of them literally voluntarily getting fired rather than committing to work hard in their position. I guess it's not surprising when you saw these TikTok videos and all these shorts where these people never worked. They never showed up in the office, and when they did, they were drinking wine and eating at their breakfast bar and going to the gym and going on the rooftop. None of them actually showing them doing any actual work. We saw a video from Meta today floating around Twitter too, where I was like, this is my day, and it looked like they did about 1 hour of actual work. These days are gone in Silicon Valley. Long gone in Silicon Valley. We've seen layoffs across Facebook, Salesforce, Patreon. All these big Silicon Valley tech companies are tightening their belt. And all these employees that were happy to get fired rather than work hard thought they could cash in by suing Elon Musk. Well, their galaxy brain decision has absolutely backfired. But one galaxy that won't backfire are galaxy lamps. Check this out. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Galaxy Lamps. Are you looking for a cool way to add some magic to your home? Well, look no further than the Galaxy Projector 2.0. This lamp projects vibrant RGB colors and laser stars, transforming any room into a magical planetarium. You can control the projector via the app, which gives you full control over the brightness, colors, rotation, speed, on-off scheduling, and much more. So bring some magic into your home with the Galaxy Projector 2.0. The new Galaxy Projector 2.0 is the latest and greatest way to bring the beauty of the galaxy into your home. The stunning projection system creates a realistic planetarium right in your own home with vibrant colors and beautiful stars that you can control via the app. You can enjoy the night sky anytime, anywhere. Another cool feature is it can be set up to work with both Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant. It can be used on its own without integrating to the app with its 6 different color pattern settings, 3-stand system that allows you to put it up against the wall and ceilings. And right now, if you use promo code THEQUARTERING, you'll save 15% off. Make sure you use the link in the description below or the pinned comment and promo code THEQUARTERING to pick up your Galaxy lamp today. Now, in a recent ruling in court the other day, Twitter employees hoping to sue the firm for firing them without notice have been told that they cannot bring a class action lawsuit. One of the dumbest things I saw floating on the internet, and this is perpetuated by left-wing media, was that, Elon Musk didn't give them proper notice under the whatever federal act about, terminations. Except he did. He told them that you are essentially fired, but in 60 days, whatever was required to actually give them the appropriate notice. Anybody who thought that they were going to sue him for that must have been a complete moron. In a court ruling on Friday, the social media company, which was also facing claims of other kinds of discrimination, won its bid to force 5 ex-workers to pursue their claims individually. U.S. District Court James Donato cited agreements the employees had signed with the company owned by Elon Musk in his reasoning for the judgment. Their own paperwork that they signed defeated them. Twitter was plunged into hot water in early November after it laid off 3,700 employees as a part of a cost-cutting measure. Hundreds more subsequently resigned. In December, the firm was also accused by dozens of former employees of several legal violations stemming from Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover of the company. These included targeting women for layoffs and failing to pay promised severance packages, none of which has been proven, of course. Shannon Liss Riordan, who represents the plaintiffs, and by the way got BTFO'd, said Monday that she had already filed 300 demands for arbitration on behalf of former Twitter employees. She added that she would likely file hundreds more. Twitter is facing at least 3 complaints with the U.S. Labor Board claiming workers were fired for criticizing the company. By the way, why can't you do that? Attempting to organize a strike and other conduct protected by federal labor law. I don't think trashing your employer on your own employer's platform is protected by federal labor law. I could be wrong. Legitimately, I could be wrong there, but it seems unlikely. Of course, the company did not respond for comment. Last year, San Francisco judge Donato ruled that Twitter must notify the thousands of workers who were laid off after the acquisition by Musk following a proposed class action accusing the company of failing to give them adequate notice before terminating them. He said that before asking workers to sign severance agreements, waiving their ability to sue the company, Twitter must give them a succinct and plainly worded notice. Last week, it was revealed that Elon Musk had broken the world record for amassing the largest losses in personal fortune in history. Again, this is just another leftist headline. He hasn't lost anything. What they're talking about is the value, the Tesla shares being down, and that's where most of his wealth lies. But he hasn't lost anything because he hasn't cashed out. He still has the same number of shares. So when those shares inevitably go back up, and they will, he's going to be fine. A lot of the comments give zero sympathy. You can see, good luck with that. The dude gave you 3 months of severance. Go be woke somewhere else. This says, guys, go woke, go broke. The employees saw this coming a mile away. They're, quote, organized enough to launch a class action lawsuit, but not organized to sign a union petition, which would have stopped him in his tracks. Again, they say, how much notice did Zuckerberg give his employees? Then Bezos with Amazon employees. Then Goldman Sachs giving employees 1 week's notice. All media focusing on Elon instead of the real greedy company. Well, look, I'm sure that Elon is sufficiently greedy, but yeah, I mean, Elon Musk's name gets clicks. It's like, how many times are Fords involved in collisions? Probably every 5 minutes. Look, I own a Ford. I'm not taking a shot at them, okay? But they don't write an article about that. But every single Tesla that gets in an accident, it's like front page news, like, oh my God, our Tesla got in an accident. Nobody ever, and then the assumption is that, oh, they were using autopilot and blah, 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 and almost never turns out that they were actually using autopilot or they were using it incorrectly. But the media doesn't care. Bezos bought the Washington Post just to write articles, disparaging Elon Musk, at least in my opinion. The Verge, of course, covering it too. The judge has ordered a laid-off group of Twitter employees to drop their class action lawsuit against the company, which claims Twitter did not follow through on promised severance package, as reported earlier by Bloomberg and Reuters. According to the ruling, Twitter's contract expressly states that arbitration isn't mandatory, and then also provides an option for employees who opt out of the procedure. The judge said employees failed to opt out of arbitration, which would have given them a chance to settle things in court. Twitter's contract also contained a class action waiver, the ruling notes. So not once but twice did they screw themselves. I'm not surprised by this. I mean, this is extremely common of entitled brats. And the thing is, this is such a weird wording, right? So they're saying Elon Musk initially promised 3 months of severance pay when he first assumed ownership of the company, but many employees affected by his mass layoffs say they were only received 1 month worth of pay in addition to 2 months worth of non-working pay. Isn't that 3 months? That's literally 3 months. So what were they thinking? By the way, this is not normal behavior. Normal behavior, look, I've been laid off. Most of everyone watching this video has probably been fired or laid off at least one time in their life. And if you haven't, you will at some point. But you know what happens when you get laid off? You look at, if you're lucky enough to get severance, which not everyone does, you're like, crap, I'm going to take the weekend, because most people get laid off on Fridays. Take the weekend, pretend I don't care about it, maybe take 2 or 3 days off, and then you get right back to looking for work, because that's what normal people do. Normal people don't sit around and be like, oh, well, I did, but I only got 3 months severance, but I really wanted 3 months and 1 week of severance. Or he didn't call it severance. He called it non-working pay, but I still got a paycheck for 3 months. What's the difference? You still pay taxes on a severance. This lawyer just seems like, a lawyer doing lawyer things, and that's totally fine. But, this is just a huge L for Twitter employees. And then basically all of them have kind of gone by the wayside. Their 15 minutes of fame has kind of, dissipated. No one really cares. What's going to be interesting though is if I remember the article properly, in February there is potentially some hearings with former employees like Yoel Roth and Vijaya Gadde. These are ex-employees that I'm most curious about. The wages, the people that were salaried that, are whining and entitled, they're not going to win their lawsuits, by the way. These people almost never win their lawsuits. And look, to be fair, if they were mistreated or if they were promised, there were some articles about like the severance going out and people not getting what was promised. They should get what was promised. Even if I hate what they did with their company, or even if I hate how they manipulated the platform, and like, it's just good business to make sure that these people get what you promised them. And I'm sure that Elon Musk will do that. But what I'm more interested in is these potential hearings on Capitol Hill and what that means going forward, because these are the true criminals, Vijaya Gadde, Yoel Roth, and other high-ranking officials at Twitter. I want to see what they have to say under the bright lights of Capitol Hill. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Make sure to check out its sponsor, Galaxy Lamps, and we'll talk to you again real soon.